Welcome to camp, guys. This is my 2024 Utah deer hunt. Let me tell you about this hunt. I have grown up in Utah and I've hunted public land my whole life. And this is the first time that I have a buck tag on private property. And what it is called a CWMU. When landowners either have enough land on their own or they can join different landowners into one unit. And if it's enough land, it can qualify to be in the CWMU program, which is the Cooperative Wildlife Management Program. And my buddy Chuck invited me up here. He called me a couple months ago and he's like, Eric, did you draw a deer tag this year? And I said, no. And it's getting harder actually in Utah to get general season tags. So this is one of the few years that I don't have a tag just through the public draw. So he invited me up here to hunt the CWMU for what he's considering management bucks. Earlier today, we were at his house and he kind of ran us through some of the bucks that he's shot up here. Some of the trophies and some of the old bucks that he would even consider management bucks.
So we have this deer is like a 170 buck. This is like a 150, 160. This deer was 215, 190, 205, and 150. This one was 7.5, and this one was 4. So literally the smallest two deer in here.
The oldest?
Yeah, and so what Eric's hunt is basically we're not going to find like super bad deer, but we're going to find old bucks that just aren't huge.
It could still be a good buck, but to be a management buck, it's got to be past its prime. It's really up to Chuck what buck I shoot, and this is just an opportunity for me to get out here with my buddies, have a good time in the hills, and get some deer meat. So come join us, guys. It's going to be a good one. We just got to camp. This is my buddy Chuck. Like I said, Chuck invited me to come shoot a management buck, so I have no clue what to expect, but it sounds like he's got a good amount of deer up here.
And I thought that same thing. So I've had this place for like 8 years. It's basically, I have a little piece of it and then I just basically lease a bunch of guys ground to hunt. And on like the 17,000 acres the first year, the biggest buck I seen was about that big.
That's it, huh?
Yeah, so don't get your hopes up too high.
But I could say, I mean, we saw a couple bucks on the drive up from the time that you've had the property to now.
Oh yeah, it's night and day.
The herd is coming back, the age class is going up, right?
But we also don't sell tags. Basically, the only thing I do with my tags is give them away to kids and friends to come and kill management bucks, and then we try and kill, or we just try and let the big bucks go.
So there's a chance we see some big bucks, but we won't be shooting them.
Yep. Which is not common for. That's why most people don't like to hunt with me, because
you tell them no.
We have to shoot the small bucks and pass up the big ones. So
should be a good time, guys. Let's go check out. We got about 30 minutes left to land.
I sat on that tree, no lie, probably 2 hours. And then he's like, "All right, just walk to it." It's almost dark. Walk to it, tree branch.
Well, they say this is the first glassing spot. We didn't bring the rifle, so we're not technically hunting right now. But you got a good view of this hill. Looks like a mixture of some juniper, some pine tree, and a lot of oak brush, which the mule deer love. Oak brush. This is some pretty good looking country with some sagebrush draw. So we're going to sit down here for a minute and see if we can pick out some bucks. Come on, dude. You should know the deer rocks by now.
Dude, I'm too shaky.
Too shaky.
It's too far away. They run cows up here basically from June to October.
Looks like another doe and fawn. Seen, I think, 5 or 6 deer, but all antlerless so far. Pretty cool country. I didn't know what to expect. There's some big basins across the way that look fun to hunt. A really big canyon off to our right side that's really deep. Could be fun to hunt. But they've seen some of the shooter bucks that we're after kind of in this area, so that's why we came here tonight. I haven't picked them out yet though. I'll tell you what, so all season so far I've hunted elk, and glassing elk is so easy. It's literally like you just do this until you see big yellow bodies. Mule deer, on the other hand, you better be steady and you better be looking for the right shapes and the right colors, because they're a lot harder to pick out in the hills. You see there's a buck. He's got a lot more of a silver looking cape, really pretty cape. But his head's down in a green bush. We haven't got to look at him. So the Ollin, just enough daylight to pull in through this lens and get a look at him. So one thing, oh yeah, I lifted his head. Oh, I got my light feature on. You want to turn that off.
Oh, I'm way too high.
Nice little buck. Can't quite tell what he's got. So a tip for you guys that are new to digiscoping. A lot of people struggle to get like the perfect focus. A lot of people just tap their glass, which may work momentarily, but for this deer, I'll put my finger on and hold it until it says auto lock. And from there you can, so it's locked on that focus, then you can use your fine focus ring to really dial it in. So I like to go past focus, and back. And that's how you find focus. Tapping on the screen will work, but sometimes you'll see that the camera will lose it. It might focus on a tree or a bush. But if you put the lock on and then fine focus it, you'll be solid. Saw like 6 deer, comma, 1 small buck. Well, that was fun. We could have beat the truck up a little more and got up here with a little more time, but we took our time and enjoyed the ride up here. But now I'd say it's probably past glassing light. I think we'll go back to the trailer and get some dinner. This is going to be a plush camp. It's going to be a fun one though. And look at this. I know you guys, I don't know if we've even shown you this. We'll show you more of it tomorrow.
He's got his wiener.
It's like a brand new, what is this, Chuck? Ford Ranger XLT?
Yeah, it's a Ranger trimmer, Nevo Mountain Edition.
It's a Nevo Mountain Edition. They literally chopped it up. You guys are crazy.
You can see so much more deer out of this though, just driving around.
See better, huh? Oh, there's 2. Yeah, so 2 bunks here. That can probably fold out and be like a small bed, huh?
Yep.
Sweet little rig. Dude, this is nice.
Just watch out.
This is different.
Watch out for that mouse trap.
You got them in here?
No, but I want to make sure here catch.
This is luxury, guys. We got the private land access. We got the freaking RV side by side. With the truck chopped off top.
Hopefully next time you come up, I'll have a little like 18 by 20 cabin.
Are you gonna build right here?
Not here, but down in the bottom.
Yeah.
I just want to build like a super small one.
That'd be fun. The top is cool though, being camped up on top with the view.
This is like my favorite camp spot. Just late in the year, it's hard to get here. So
Just because the roads get bad.
yeah, all the mud.
Man, it's pretty up here. All the leaves are changing.
Should we build a campfire and cook a wiener, or just fry one on the stove and go with that?
Let's build a camp.
Yeah, let's build a campfire.
So I
Let's
looked
make
all
it a
over.
good old traditional deer hunt.
Driving now. Buddy drives all day and then I don't know how you did it all.
Good.
I slept most of the time. I couldn't tell if anybody was in there. At the checks.
We got all the scopes, dude.
Which one are you missing?
Huh?
Which one are you missing?
Dude's munching on a park tart back here. We're loading up in what they call the side-by-side. I've got my rifle. Chuck, he's in no rush. You know, these season dates up here on these units sometimes are 2 months long. So we picked out a weekend for me to come hunt. Hopefully we can get it done. But even if I don't this weekend, we can always come back. So we're going with 1 rifle for now. Probably like 3 spotting scopes and 5 binoculars or so. So a lot of glassing today.
I think I have 3 pairs of binos myself.
Dude.
So
Somewhere in here.
We gotta locate first a management buck. We'll go from there. Good amount of deer sign right through here, but I've got some elevation. We're able to look through these like sagebrush / oak brush draws. Where a lot of the deer like, but I'll tell you what, guys, like, top down on this pickup truck, it's not even cold, 60 degrees today. I think Chuck just spotted some deer. Tell me to be quiet. It's not a matter of if we're gonna find deer, it's finding the right ones. Some cool country up here though. There's a pile of does. Just good to see a healthy herd up here. There's not a ton of deer on this mountain range, but Chuck's done a good job of doing some predator management and everything, and it's really helped the deer herd down in this little mountain range. Just a pile of does and fawns, and there's a little bit of a water hole down there at the bottom. I'm sure they're gonna eventually make it down to the water. Man, if you look at some of this big country, guys, you got the low stuff is just thick juniper, cedar, and then there's some areas where they've done some chaining, and that's created some of the oak brush, some of the sagebrush flats. There's a burn across the way. I don't know if that's in our unit or not, but it looks like it burned across that one. But kind of a dry, clay, rocky, rugged mountain range. Guys, it's 80 degrees up here at like 8,500 feet elevation. This morning we saw a pile of does, a couple bucks, one really cool young up-and-comer. I think the best footage, I'll put it right here on the screen. And then we spotted, what, 2 bucks in the oak brush that we couldn't identify, but it was right in the area where a buck that they call Curly is living. And Curly's on the hit list for management bucks, and when they showed me, I was almost in disbelief that they'd consider this buck management. But Chuck's been seeing him for years. He's kind of been about the same, and his points are starting to regress and actually curve in at the top. But he's a cool buck, tall G2s and great forks all the way around. So I'd be stoked to shoot a deer like that. That's not what I pictured when I really thought I'd come up here and shoot management bucks. To me, that's a dang nice buck. So it's hot. We're gonna take a rest midday. We've already been to town. We went to the pumpkin patch where Chuck has some farm ground, and they grow pumpkins that they sell to the grocery stores and the markets and all that. So I even picked up myself a few pumpkins.
Hey, get on.
What we doing?
You're on YouTube, by the way.
No, I'm not.
Yeah,
No,
dude,
I'm
come on.
You're going to be.
Guys, we made it to camp. This is a pretty sweet setup. Chuck's got the striker camper up here, and we slept in it last night.
2016, my dog went up to his camp and ate his breakfast food or his steaks or something.
I remember
like
I had
that.
the jumping jack. I was about getting
Yeah.
ready to pop it up, or maybe I just popped it up. This dog ran in my camp, and I was like, where the heck did this thing come from? And then they came down and introduced, and we've been friends since.
Yeah.
We got Garrett. Garrett's working with Chuck. He's also doing video content, capturing digital assets.
Yeah, as much as possible.
Yeah, so the YouTube channel is Nebo Mountain 24.
Yes.
Yep.
Dude, it's so crazy that it's 24 because that's my favorite number.
Oh, nice. Well,
It's because we were thinking about you. When
I
we
know.
were
Well, do you know why it's 24?
baseball?
Ken Griffey Jr.
But
So yeah, that's my favorite number. And then we got Nash. He doesn't say much, but he's probably the most important puzzle piece to this puzzle.
I don't know about
We've
that.
got all the big bucks figured out. And there's one specific buck that they call Curly. His G2s and 3s
Yeah,
like,
they
kind of
like
come
curly.
inside.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at this deer like that would be one of my favorite deer ever harvested. It's a perfect typical 4x4 with eye guards.
It's just an old buck, and it's not huge, but it's a buck that's gonna die in the next year or 2 or 3. And I don't think he'll grow a bunch more, but he is a sweet buck. So
He's a cool buck. So we're gonna go to where he's been living. These guys have seen him throughout the scouting. He's rubbed his velvet there. He's pretty much calling this basin, one side or the other of this basin his home turf. If you got a rifle hunt where you need orange, I like these because there's more square inches than are required. And then of course you got to top it with an orange hat. We're getting ready to go. You guys working on the rig?
I'm putting in some spray foam on this gap so it don't bounce. So
Was that what was rattling?
Yeah. I probably should have done it when it had time to dry.
Dude, that's gonna be.
How's it gonna bounce out of there?
Yeah, probably, so I'll stop.
This rig is something, dude. It's pretty smooth though. Blast them up.
Okay. Let you know what we see up there. Okay.
We just got dropped off for the evening hunt. This time of the year, guys, is, besides it being hot, this is a really fun time of the year to hunt deer. Typically, this time of the year in Utah is general season muzzleloader hunt. So on the public side, people are hunting with muzzleloaders. We're hunting with a rifle, making it easy, not gonna lie. This canyon we're hunting specifically for Curly. He's living on this sunny slope, or I should say it's a west-facing slope, but sunny for the evenings, and it's just full of mostly sagebrush and oak brush. And the oak brush right now is changing colors, makes it super pretty. So we're specifically targeting one buck. I guess, you know, for my first time hunting on private property, that's the challenge, is we're limited to what we can shoot, versus if I was just on a general season hunt, we can shoot whatever we want. We're hiking up to the top of this knob. Super sunny right now, super hot. I'm dying in the flannel, to be honest, but we're gonna get to that top and then post up. All right, I'm no expert on acorns, but these oak brush produce acorns, and year to year could be different. But I would say we're just walking through this acorn patch, or oak brush patch. And this is a killer good year for acorns, and I know deer and elk both really love to eat these. Look at that. That's why they're in these oak brush patches, just living on the acorns. Like he said, Garrett was saying that this buck, Curly, he's been living in this oak brush patch ever since he rubbed his velvet. He's just been holding tight in there, and he's probably just munching on acorns all day. We're gonna dip right off this top. And it's somewhat, not a really deep basin, but there's enough contour to the, you know, enough topography to the ridge that we can glass into some stuff. So get over here, shade up in one of these juniper, cedar trees, whatever. I get so confused. Which one's a juniper? Is that a cedar? That looks like a cedar. Cedar. We're gonna go sit by a cedar tree and look for this buck. No shots fired tonight. The other guys, they saw a buck not far from us, but he was just in some thick oak and in a little bit of a draw. We never got eyes on him, but we saw some does. So again, just because this is public, I mean, this is private, we're not going to push it. We're not going to jump them. We're not going to spook them. We'll just be back tomorrow in hopes that deer are moving a little more. So back to camp we go. Navajo tacos on the menu. Chuck's wife came up with the kids, and she's gonna whip us up a dinner, which I'm excited. We've been living on snacks and dehydrated meals, don't get me wrong, they're plenty good, but only so many of them. I'm gonna go eat, guys. Let's go.
We'll just go up here and then book it across the top. 1 foot.
Okay.
And just let me know if he moves.
Okay, yeah, I'll just keep watching. They're just feeding up the hill right now, so.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Good news, guys. Like I said, we split up. Garrett and Nash took the low country, which is where we were yesterday, and they spotted the buck. So he's with his summer buddies. There's a cheater buck with him, and there's Curly, and I think there might be another buck. So we're gonna grab the backpack, take the rifle, of course. If everything works out, we can beat him. to bed, I think we can get an opportunity at them. The biggest problem is they make it into some of these oak patches and can't see them, so we're gonna try to put eyes on them before they get to bed.
Just above that.
The 3.
The one right on the ridge top.
Yeah.
Go straight down the ridge, get to there, and then we'll just creep across the edge.
Want to cross the road?
Yeah. We just don't want to get below because
Should we stay higher? Let me know when you're gonna shoot. Ready?
Yep.
Come on, come on. I don't know. I'm on you. I'm on you. You're good. Yeah, I'm on Eric. I can't see them, but I'm on Eric. Oh, I see him. I see him. I'm gonna get on him. Yep, he's right underneath the red bush. Like you guys saw on the camera, first shot, hit him high and just spine shocked him. I've seen this before where you hit him high, you spine shock him. Stiffen up, a lot of people celebrate. And unfortunately he got his wits back. Started working up this ridge, and in desperation, obviously when you got him hit and got him injured already, you do whatever you can. So as he was working his way through the oak, I got a second hit on him. Don't know where it is, but I can only imagine that it's in his rear end, and I'm just hoping that it went in there and did some damage. We are looping all the way around and then underneath him, and then we're going to try to just navigate through the oak brush coming up at him, because if we bump him, we want him to come out. Just gonna angle down a little. We'll start working up. He's down. Holy crap. A freaking big buck, bro. Oh, feels good, guys. We were stressing it because about 120 yards west is a private property boundary line, and he's piled up right here. And dude, that's a freaking sweet buck. He's got a big old body on him. Got the 300 Weatherby, and it went up in there and did damage. And Chuck said that after he passed the pink trees that he saw some oak brush waving. And like I said, there's a cedar tree that we've been keeping an eye on. That's right here. The pink trees are right here, and he's in between them right where Chuck saw him. So he probably saw the bush when he crashed. He has got a tank body. Wow. How is this my deer? These guys have put in so much time and effort. They scout this property. They basically know every buck on the property. They're so familiar with it. One thing I admire about Chuck is his desire to grow deer, improve habitat, improve herd numbers, remove predators, and honestly, it creates a better deer herd and hunting opportunity for not only the people up here on the private ground, but obviously these deer don't live on private full time.
Bro, dude, I set that pin literally on him.
Really? You nailed it, huh?
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, right to it.
Dude, I'm
They're
like
feet. We checked, dude, that buck is
Dude.
bad. Chuck, that buck is still.
check that out. I dropped a pin where I seen it.
You saw it hit some oak brush.
Yeah, I didn't see the deer. I just seen some oak shaking.
So, I wanted him to exclaim because I don't know if I even fully understand, why this is a target buck, but I know that you've watched it for a few years.
Yeah, so basically up here our goal is to never kill the big bucks when they're young, because we just want them to reach their full potential. And even though this is a super nice buck, I've watched him for a couple years, and I think this is about the best that he'll be. And so I mean, for 99% of people, this is an absolute monster buck, and I just feel like this is the perfect age to shoot him. So I called my buddy Eric. We've been talking about going on a hunt for quite a couple years. We've gone on a couple shed hunts, but this is the first actual hunt that we've been on together. So I just thought this would be an awesome buck, so we came after it.
Yeah, I'm stoked. Like, this is my idea of a good-looking buck.
Yeah.
Tall twos. The curls give him some character, but what was he as far as antler and size before?
So this is actually probably his best year, but he's bounced around from probably like a 140 to like a 160 buck. And this is probably his best year that he's had, but he is mature, and I just don't think he'll ever do much more than this. So
we're going to take care of him. There's a local butcher in town. I think we're going to try to get the meat to him. And yeah, we'll go from there. This hunt's over. Thank you guys, all you guys.
It was awesome.
Yeah, I'm glad. I feel so fortunate to be the trigger.
We went for each other like a bullet from a gun. Faster than the sheriff's drawing, hotter than the sun. Didn't see it coming lately, I've been on the run. You know you've seen my face before, so
Be the first time I got a mule deer off full body. Gorgeous cape. I think that buck's got to be mounted with that cape. I mean, you keep his cape on him with him, mount him. He's beautiful. So again, thanks, Chuck.
Yep.
Garrett, Eagle Eyes, spotted him this morning. He's been watching him. I want to say thanks to him and Nash. Thanks, man. Good to meet these guys. Spend some time with them. Quality time on the mountain.
It was awesome.
Good folks.
you still want me? Babe, I want it. You still want me? I got a bag of money, honey, and it don't be.
Got him to the truck. Really trying to keep his front shoulder from dragging at all.
Wasn't free. Load this Smith and Wesson up and take our